Hello, hope you've all managed to get some nourishment. Our resident yuan-ti seems to have gone for a walk, but I'm sure he'll join us again in a moment.
He's got 6 people.
Just come back. Yeah, exactly. He's got 6 people to look after. So,
oh, there he is. I was thinking, what the fuck is the point of me sending him a text when he's using the fucking phone to like talk with him?
We're back, by the way, sir.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we're back. No, don't worry at all.
No.
So,
fuck you.
You are back in the mine shaft, and you have had these conversations with the humans and Mr. Horlin. Why did I make such a fucking annoying name? Horlin Twinefoot.
I have rubbed off on you. You also make stupid names now.
Yeah, exactly. So they are just tending to their wounds and generally hanging out at the moment. But
look, waves to everyone to come a bit closer. The party, that is.
Yeah.
I was thinking, how much rations did you find here, Silly?
How much rations did I find?
Approximately. You found a barrel of water.
We've also got 9 rations in the bag of holding.
Couple of barrels of water, but you've probably found rations for about a fortnight for 10 people.
A fortnight, that's 2 days.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
No, 2 weeks.
Sorry.
And a fortnight in. Weeks are 10 days in Faerun's. That's 20.
Yeah, but I'm meaning a fortnight in DM world, so
yeah.
Yeah,
so it's really just 6 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
just say a couple of hundred rations or something. Yeah.
Tell me, how long did it take us to get to this point? It was overnight, right?
Yes, I think you had one overnight stay, so it's maybe like 20 hours or something.
Yeah. Well, like after to them, we do know that this lich thing will eventually come back to guard the whole
phylactery. Yeah.
We came.
Oh, the bone thing. Yes.
We thought
someone rolled very high on that, and know that.
Yeah.
It could take anywhere from 10 days to something else. Was I wrong there?
It was I'm sure it was 24 hours. But
okay.
Yeah.
So that thing's back.
Yeah. Well, could be. So, having that thing guarding the exit, it's not safe for us to send them back there.
Yeah.
And either way, they would probably get lost. But I think I might be able to seal them in here. As he's thinking back to the way that he has been molding the ground for us to be in and around before. So maybe I could spend some time to seal the entrance to this place.
But they do not use exits and entrances. They use the dust.
I think that was.
I think
why would they waste such a valuable resource just to come back
for four slaves? I don't think so. I think they should be a lot safer here, at least.
I want to go and kill them.
That is what we are going to do.
That's the plan, I guess. But I think at least it would be safer to have them in a solid place where they cannot get reached by anything outside.
Alton will approach Horlin and sort of hunker down with him or just alongside him, sidle up to him. Did you ever see any of them leave?
Yes, they came and go several times.
Did they leave by foot? Did they leave by magic?
Oh no, they always left by foot. They had strange sort of lizard things that we would use in the way that we use donkeys and horses.
Like Cyric?
No disrespect, your friend, but no, not like Cyric. I mean, they were big, four-legged critters.
Okay.
Interesting.
Sirik can be a falling.
I'm not a critter.
But they use them
What's a
to
critter?
drag wagons
I
with
see.
the crystals on them.
Look, we don't know. Or should we go with that, everyone? As Sirik looks around.
I was going to say, we came from that direction. Is there any other way out of here?
How the hell? There are probably millions of ways, but
Yeah, and that's exactly the reply he gets from Harlan. It's like, I'm not a well-traveled man, but I know enough about the Underdark because there's hundreds of entrances and exits. It's finding them and how quickly you do before the monsters eat you.
Okay.
Well, this, I was thinking, that this place seems safe enough for now. We cannot let you go back the way we came from, which you probably even don't know which way that is. But I could, after a while, see you guys in here. We can take you with us on our way back. You have food, you have water, and probably good place to. You have the tents. I assume there are bedrolls and such there. It shouldn't take too long.
and if we never return, then you still have the pickaxes to dig yourselves out when you fill up strength.
All we need to do is seal the way that we are going, not the way we came from. So if all comes to worst, you can try your bet the way we came.
But then they could get attacked while we are away.
Well,
So
they will have to take that chance, I'm afraid. And Alton will sort of take a serious note. Hold on. Well, he will take out some daggers. He has 3 daggers total, and none others. Hands one to him, and he will hold on to the others for a while. He'll say, "At some stage, you will have to take your life into your own hands."
And he goes, well, and he sort of declines the dagger. He goes, it's all right. I'll just take one of their short swords. And, there's like 8 drow with short swords, so there's loads of them. Thank you for the thought, though. And you come back for us?
Yes, we'll come back for you. We have a short mission. We have a mission we have to take care of first.
Yeah.
And on our way back, we'll come and pick you guys with us.
If you feel the need, if you feel we've been too long, go.
How long is too long? Do we wait an hour, a day, a week?
We plan to come back for you, but not everyone comes back.
I don't. I believe you. I just mean, do we wait a day, a week?
How long can you wait?
3 days at tops, I hope. Sirik guesses.
Well, you have about a month worth of food.
Yeah,
you
don't want to. They've got a daughter to go and find, and I don't want to spend another night under the ground. But
I think when he says that, I think absolutely there's a look shared between a few of them.
3 days, I can convince them to stay here for 3 days maximum, but longer than that, we're going to have to just try.
If and when you have to take that up, do not get tricked by things that you may be presented with within these caverns. Not everything is what it seems.
Things that should not be down here.
Well, it's the Underdark. I mean, I've seen or heard them talk about them being attacked by huge armored creatures that burst out of the ground and gigantic worms. So
those are easy.
I don't know about that.
Well, at least you know where they are and what they are. There are other things down here too that will try and trick you. Try and work on your mind. And he sort of looks to him like, Bro.
You don't know the half of it.
It's simple. If you feel that you're unsafe here, you are free to attempt to leave.
We are in absolutely.
Also, we are not responsible for your lives.
No.
We came here.
Fine, hey,
we got you out of the Drows' hands. This is yours now.
You've survived this long. I trust you to continue to do that.
If you feel that it's necessary, we if you wait for us, we will take care of you and take you back home. It's just that our responsibilities are also including a great amount of people as well, including ourselves.
Will minor illusion, and he will minor illusion a 3-dimensional map of where they came from. And he,
when you say where you came from, what maybe a bit more?
It will be like a 3D terrain raising up. It will have where we are and where we've come from, and he will show the pathing of where they arrived into and where they came from. Essentially,
roll me. I'd say that's a survival check for something because it's not something you could just.
20 hours.
Sorry, what was that?
18.
Yeah, you do quite a good job of that.
And I say, and I show him through the area. I was like, this is where we are. This is where we entered. Where we entered, there is a vicious bone-clawed beast who we killed, but he recharges after 24 hours. So he will be back. If you go that way, you will probably die. We don't know any other way. So you really are taking your life in your hands.
So we're trapped between Drow, the undead,
and a hewn mine place.
Various monsters of the Underdark.
Indeed.
Or you can wait here for us to come back.
I think I'm just going to have to get used to living in a fucking cavern.
Do you know what? That's a great idea. We can, as Cyric mentioned earlier, sounds scary, but we can seal all entrances into this place so you can at least be guaranteed you will not be...
as you can see, I'm a forest gnome, but maybe I'm going to have to turn into a rock gnome.
I don't know what that means, but basically, you can essentially...
What do you mean you don't know what that means?
You just said you're a rock. You want to be a forest. I don't know what you mean, sir.
Well, there's 3 different types of gnomes in the world. There's forest gnomes, and there's the rock gnomes, and then there's the deep gnomes.
Okay. Right. And I think Alton will look at Cyric and be like,
You'll shove monkeys to me.
well, I myself came from a wooded area, so...
You're probably a
wood gnome?
monkey.
I don't know. I'm a what?
A tree monkey.
Aren't all monkeys tree monkeys? Or is that just in the Feywild?
No,
I'm imagining Cyric as Fiza.
Cyric's just having a moment in the corner. So is Alden's very confused though. Okay, well, if you want to be a rock gnome, you go ahead and I believe in you, but just be careful.
Okay.
So,
do you want us to seal you in?
Yeah.
Not seal us in, but maybe what you were saying is if you're going off in the other direction to block that tunnel, that would give us some modicum of safety.
Yeah.
At least from these drow.
Main thing is to be quiet and be vigilant, and don't dwell on... As he looks sort of towards the human people, doesn't really address them. Don't dwell too much on what might be.
Well, between you and me, I don't give their daughter a hope in hell's chance. You say there's some undead monster?
There's several.
If something else didn't get her before she got there, that certainly would. I mean, what's a 7-year-old girl going to do against any of these things?
That's if she came the way. We don't know.
Who knows? An ooze. Shit.
What did you roll?
I didn't. That's. Oh, I'm so good.
35.
I rolled a 10, but that's a 21.
He rolled a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a 25.
He just seems to take that.
They must have been desperate to let her go on her own.
Well, we'd seen so many people die here. This was certain death. Just as they said, it was probable death against certain death.
Yeah.
Horrible decision.
Alton will take out his stopwatch and sort of look to Celir and say, "There's powder in the stopwatch." I apologize. He put the.
Not right now.
Wait for your fucking fix, you fucking junkie.
Well, first, I would just like to take a quick power nap.
Yeah, and that's not what it is either, Mara. Thank you very much.
Also, I think, based on what she did, I've never seen you do any sort of magic that she performed. It might vary based on. It might simply enhance your own abilities. In which case, you don't have the ability to just follow anybody through a portal.
You've done it now. Oh no!
Again, please wait.
What? You get some rest.
Yeah, that thing you have there are steroids. It'll make you stronger.
And actually, I did get a very bad headache after I tried it, so maybe not.
Yeah, it's bad. My head hurts.
Okay, if we're having a little resty poo, then I will do a little song of rest, shall I? And Alton will take a lute and start strumming gently.
Oh, the brave little girl died by the ooze.
Throw the girl down the well.
I think while this is going on, Surik will not take the rest, but then head back to where they came from and start preparing for how to seal and do everything. If there are,
because that's going to take a bit of time, so that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. So you'll start molding it in a way that there's just enough room for you guys to get through, and then you can just finish it off when you get on. Absolutely, that's not a problem.
Essentially, any you get an extra hit dice essentially on the Song of Rest.
Oh, sweet.
So,
well, I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, me too.
Assuming nothing attacks us.
Well, I'm at the entrance, sir.
The little girl.
You will find out.
It's not an extra hit dice, isn't it? It's an extra 1d6 or 1d8.
I'll actually read my.
What are you level 9? Level 9.
Yeah, if you are.
It's 1d8. It's just for Cyric. It's actually for Celir. Sorry, it's actually less than what his hit dice is being.
He gets it as well as his hit dice.
Yes, he gets that on top of his hit dice. Yes. So yes, you can take a short rest, spend hit dice as those of you that need to are. Any spells or features of your class that oh dear, that are on recharged on a short rest, recharge. And yeah, I will also dish out XP because I do that whenever you rest, and I keep forgetting sometimes. You actually have shit tons banked from between the ooze and all that sort of stuff.
Oh shit!
6,200 per character.
Oh my god!
You
Mary, you have two characters.
No, I don't split it for Garvin. So you do actually get more XP than you probably should do, but I think we don't level up super quickly, so I'll just keep doing it the way I do. But no, I mean these are not easy easy encounters that you've been dealing with.
How much did you say? 6,000?
200 exactly.
Right.
Okay, so it's 57737.
Yup.
57737.
Call now.
0891 50 50.
Taxi, taxi.
Back to feeling sort of hell.
Yeah. I think Mara will try and talk to the family and just try and calm them down generally.
Yeah, I mean,
And give them a
you
sense
see
of
from the interaction that got with Garvin and Cyric, they are all starting to calm down. You know, they express that they're all very weak, so actually taking a day or two to rest and fully eat is probably a good idea to give them a better chance of getting out of here if you guys don't manage to get back to them. They feel that that's going to give them a better chance of escaping anyway.
You said there was another kid.
Yeah, sort of a
boy.
It's a boy, mid-teens, anything between 13 and 16. You're not quite sure.
Alton will have spent like a half an hour with the kid, sort of making him laugh, showing him silly illusions, yeah, essentially doing and making silly faces, doing stupid dances, doing pratfalls off of tables and stuff. He will also depart to him a story of a boy who was once lost. And essentially, the metaphor is to you can look inside yourself for the strength that you need, and that fear is only a way to. If fear will actually guide you home, sort of thing.
Yeah, make a persuasion check. See how effective that is.
Can Mara try and help out by also trying to add that he becomes a knight, and she will give him the Crusader figurine? No, he becomes a knight. Whatever. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's a duet.
She gives him the Crusader figurine we have.
Oh,
one of them.
Very cool. It's a performance. Did you say that?
Persuasion.
Okay, it's the same. What can I do, man? It's 22. 22.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a +8.
You think it has the effect that you desired upon the child.
Yep.
And the figurine he has now gave it to him is worth 25 gold. The money we have lost.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
My money disappeared in that house fire.
We have. I wanted to ask also if Garvin could look into the ore pile, if there is any better ore, more than just platinum, maybe mithril, platinum, unobtainium, I don't know.
Well, there's an awful lot of plutonium in your now
Doc, we need plutonium, Doc!
Yeah. Green gold.
So if you could all roll 1d12 on the radiation poisoning table.
I was gonna roll that.
Do I throw an extra limb?
It's like, I thought we were playing a fucking Fallout RPG. That would be fun.
Yeah. Oh well, don't worry. There's you can play a mutant in the Dread RPG if we ever get around to playing that.
Oh, I have a feeling that will happen.
Yeah. So, he basically expresses just what I said to you like before the break, is that there's a lot of ore here. There does seem to be all the sort of main metals of iron and bits of copper and gold and silver and some gems, like rough gemstones of sort of rubies and things like that, he says. But it all needs taken away, processed before there's any real value in it. So there's nothing here to, he knows you by now, and he says there's nothing worth putting into your bag of holding. Yeah. What you need is some, how we do it here, but you need some carts and to take the whole lot away. There's a lot of money lying here, but it needs dealt with. If you take a couple of kilos away, it's actually not going to be worth your while by the time it's all processed.
Yeah, okay. Leave it alone, Mara. No. Okay.
The thing with mining is it's all in the volume that you manage to process. That's where the money's made.
Unless anyone has anything else, we head out.
Oh.
You all head out and go to the bit where Cyric has been sort of forming the rock and things with his druidic magic. You step through, and it takes another couple of minutes just to finish off the bit that's done. And you think it's well done. You know, as you said to them, you know, a few people with a pickaxe, it's not going to stop people forever, but it's going to give them thought. And if it was something that wasn't intelligent, it might just make them turn around and go away in the opposite direction. So, yeah. So we continue onwards.
You mentioned wagons that they brought people and supplies in. Would that make it easier to follow the track?
Yes, from here onwards, the tracks are much more pronounced than they have been going backwards and forwards to Neverwinter. The tracks you've been following there, it's been on. Sometimes it's been in sand and gravel. Sometimes you've lost it and had to find it again when it went over bedrock. Here, there is a lot more sort of almost like fine silt on the ground. It's almost like walking in sand, but it's not actually sand. It's finer than that. It's mineral. It actually makes walking quite tiring, more than normal. But the upside is the path of these carts are going, and it looks like from what Harlan told you, best thing I can describe to you as players, but you might not mean anything to your characters, is, but you see the footprints along with the obvious drow. It's almost like they've had sort of a gigantic big sort of monitor lizard, and rather than an actual cart, they've just had a simple drag sort of tied on its back, and so there's scrape marks from where they've been pulling things, and it's backwards and forwards. Some of the things that they have been dragging is obviously quite heavy, so maybe they have taken some of the, like Mara said, maybe they have taken some of the ore for monetary reasons, but it certainly wasn't their main reason for that mine.
And even if it wasn't sand, the claw prints of the lizard would be easier to see on bedrock too, because they make like scratches and stuff. And
absolutely, yeah.
Over the time that we were with those people, did we learn the name of their daughter?
I did do it, but I can't remember because I never wrote it down. But it is indeed, as you all suspect, the girl that encountered the Oblex. I think I said that she was called Louisa.
I think you did. You did.
No, just like our caravan.
Yes, I think it was the same name as the caravan leader. And if it wasn't, it is Louisa now.
It is now.
Hashtag
canon.
That's how stuff becomes canon.
Yeah.
We forget what it actually happened.
Redcon.
Yes. And their son was called Peter.
I think as they're walking out, we've sealed the entrance or done our best, and we're moving out. I think Alton will definitely approach Mara on the road and be like, "So that the thing, it really was a girl."
Once, not anymore. The thing that we saw was not the girl, only something else. Maybe a memory of the girl.
Those poor people, they thought the fate they had was worse than death.
Yes.
It wasn't.
Well, it can certainly look like that when you're slaving away underground, under guard, and you see everybody die around you. They lost hope.
We must kill these things.
Yeah. We just need to keep our heads about us so that we don't foolishly attack them to plan out what we're gonna do and do it right. Can't just charge in with swords drawn or axes drawn as some would. The better we plan.
Alton looks at the sword that hasn't been taken out of its holster for like, I don't know, since we started streaming.
Yeah.
And it leers back as he's already charging with an axe.
Yeah.
That's how he travels in the Underdark.
I mean,
Which one am I hitting?
He definitely has it drawn every so often, just like going around a corner, he pulls his axe out.
Yeah.
Like going somewhere he can't see, pulls his axe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which are my enemies? The stalactites or the stalagmites? They all die.
But you see, Mara, I'm good at pretending.
Guys, I'm gonna have to cut this short, I'm afraid. Girlfriend's really sick.
Okay.
Kids up now, and it's not going too well, so.
Go feel better.
No problem at all.
Just,
Go do what you need to do and say hello. Hope they get better.
Yes.
I will.
Say hello.
Thank you, guys.
Take it easy. Don't bother. Bye.
Take care.
Fine.
All right, now let me try and fix this stuff.
No. It is perfect.
We have that 4-person one ready at some point, right? Do we still have that ready?
No. That was so ages ago.
No.
Hold on.
Let's see. Where are we? How are we? There we are.
I've gone on my side for some reason.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just quiet, you.
We'll fix it.
Yeah,
We'll
middle.
fix it as we continue walking.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
I'm in the middle of fixing it.
Yeah,
we're almost there.
We probably won't go as late as we normally do because I don't want to miss too much for Cyric. But
yeah.
And I think as Alton and Mara have that conversation, and Garvin overhears that, and he sort of comes over and goes, "I hate to say it, but
I told you so."
I felt that thing draining my memories, and I think he sort of nods to Salir, I'm sure you felt the same thing. I think if it had been left to its own devices, it would have just sucked all of my thoughts into it, and feasted upon them. I think that's what it was getting its nourishment on.
Yeah,
it was eating our just
memories.
Energy. Yeah. It is not something I ever want to deal with again. Though, if there is one thing positive, she probably died instantly.
Yeah. It will be
hurt a lot.
True. Poor wee lassie. At least we killed it as well, but I'm sure there's plenty more of those things around.
Yeah.
It wasn't a rare occasion.
When we get back to Neverwinter, we'll have a funeral. I mean, we still have to tell them. Don't need to add to their despair right now, but once we get out, they should at least know.
Cameras are fixed, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Maestro. Well, I suppose, but that's for worrying about later, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not for just now. We don't need to concern ourselves.
Now we just need to seek out the danger so that they can come home.
I think getting them. I don't know how many Hordlim said that there were, but he said there was a camp. Well, not a camp, like a base, like a citadel that we're going. Clearly our makeup did not work this time. I do not know how many more mental people they have among them. I doubt they would use a one of a kind mental magic person for a small mining encampment if there was only one of a kind. There's probably multiple.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the disguising ourselves thing will work on a big...
The time for that is over.
Yes.
They know we're coming now anyway.
Yes, I mean that one said. Sorry, Garvin voice. That one said.
Yeah,
No. All my voices are exactly the same, and I still fuck them up. She said specifically she was going to make sure that there was a surprise waiting for us and that we weren't underestimated. So you can be sure they're going to be waiting. On the other side, how many of them are here? Because there was a lot of them killed in Neverwinter. So they can't be...
Yeah.
They must be vastly, yes, underpowered.
I think Alton will look to Garvin and say, "Oh, well, I wouldn't have to have the dwarves again at our back. They were so good."
Well, I still
he smiles smugly.
I still have 2 potions. One that will make me big, one that will make me as strong as a giant. I think we can charge a king.
Well, who knows how well the growth will go down here, though. I mean,
well, if it's a like a camp where drow are standing and having carts, I'll be.
Oh, okay. As long as you feel safe with.
I'm fine.
Misery, misery, misery.
Now, is that Terror or Mara saying?
No, that's Mara. I would have gone happiness. No, no, yeah, it's just Mara. You know, after laughing about something and then kind of just remembering the room we was just in. We have no idea of their numbers or anything else, so, well, blindly charging we go.
I mean, honestly, that's how everything we do ends up happening.
Yeah, we stumble upon.
But I think that is simply a common theme for just anybody in our line of work. I mean, yes, we make plans, and yes, we do like the first step of the plan, but I think there was an old saying back in Rashomon that no plan ever survives battle.
It's a wise saying.
That's why our plan became battle.
Plan. Face paint. 2, battle.
It was simple.
Yeah.
I mean, we had other people who thought for us and kept our backs. We went forward and attacked. It's just faith in the people around you, and honestly, you guys have been keeping me alive, and have been not too bad to travel with, comparatively.
Wow, what a compliment! Not too bad to travel with.
I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said.
Yeah, thank you. So it's good to know that by comparison, we're better than something.
Yeah.
Which way do we go?
Garvin just harumphs. So, somebody roll me a d20.
It looks like Jabbers. Yeah. He was immediately looked down. So
yeah, I just
18.
Cool. Okay. So you follow these paths easily enough. As I say, the trail that you're following now is obvious, and the ground doesn't go over hard bedrock very often either. So it's quite easy to trail. and the surroundings are as you have been experiencing, from small winding tunnels, although not as small as some of the ones you've come down, to vast open caverns, and then back to sort of medium-sized. The ceiling goes from almost Celir having to sort of stoop slightly to hundreds of feet high into like almost cathedral-esque, gigantic, sort of vast caverns that echo if you make any noise. Always this slightly eerie glow from the various fungus and other sorts of plant material that's just giving off this sort of faint bioluminescence. Yellows and greens and blues and reds, and again, startlingly beautiful. But none of you can shake the feeling that this is also a very dangerous place, a very alien place, and it's nothing like any of you have ever experienced before.
I think each time as we're traveling, each time we like start thinking like, oh man, that's a shade we haven't seen, we're immediately snapped back and stare at the darkest corner of like, okay, what's waiting? Like, what's there? Oh, okay. Whoa.
And I do think as well, in the distance in some of these bigger caverns, you do see sort of large sort of insect-like creatures sort of slithering and crawling on walls and things with big pincers, almost like sort of huge centipedes. I think you probably see maybe carrion crawlers that you've encountered before, but all at a distance that you're managing to stay out of the way and not trigger them. And time goes on. You know, it's you found that encampment quite early the next morning, if I remember rightly. So after the short rest, it's probably mid-morning when you've set off, and 2, 3, 4 hours continues in this manner, and you're starting to like really lose a sense of where you are in relation to the city, because it's just such a labyrinth. And although you're following a path, there are offshoots left and right, and these big caverns have hundreds of exits and entrances. And, you know, if someone spun you around and sort of plonked you down in here, you would not have a clue where you were or the way back, if there wasn't a path to follow. And I think after about 4 hours, you're coming across one of these sort of medium-sized caverns, and I would like everyone to roll me a perception check as you enter. I'll roll for Cyric.
Can I just add that while we were walking, Mara wiped the makeup from her face. First, she would apologize to Alton for ruining his work, but
he told you that. Yeah, he did say that.
No, sorry.
Okay.
I did miss that.
Sorry, I was muted again. 14.
17.
Celir, sorry, I didn't catch you.
19.
Okay. Well, everyone that got more than a 16, as you enter into this cavern, and I whilst you're not like stealthing, I think you're trying to move quietly and things like that. You just managed to catch the glow of a torch, like exiting the cavern on the other side in the direction that you're traveling, just as you go in. Now, this cavern's one of the sort of medium-sized ones. It's maybe 120 feet across. There are boulders and outcroppings in the middle of it, so it's not empty, and you can't see the exit that you're assuming is on the other side where you're seeing this torch light disappear. You can just see that you just catch the edge of the torchlight sort of flickering on the ceiling as it dips down towards the other side. And yeah, that's what you see.
So
I don't see that.
Anyone that rolled a 16 or more.
Okay. Did Cyric see it?
No, he did not see it.
Salir will kind of just hold everyone back, just kind of hold on, just be like, all right, there are people down other side of the cavern. We're either getting close or we simply found a patrol.
It's a torchlight.
Torchlight. So something that cannot see in the dark.
Yeah.
Alton takes out his sword.
Yeah. So going up here, there is a bunch of boulders and such. Well, we are not going to be sneaky because we have a light ourselves, but we can at least be cautious about behind the boulders. Check.
Alton will send Quill forward. Up high as he can go.
Mm-hmm.
And forward.
Does Quill have dark vision?
No. He's a boy.
No, he doesn't, because he's a raven. But this is not a pitch. Remember, there is the bioluminescence.
Right.
There's enough for him to see and not like fly into walls and rocks and things like that. Might affect his perception.
Would be hilarious
distance.
if he just broke his neck on a wall or something randomly. Alton can no
We
longer
didn't have
speak.
a light out. I forgot we weren't using a torch or anything because we could, like Mara could see fine from the fungus.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything for people without dark vision is dim light, but it's not pitch darkness. There, when you've been traveling, you've seen some of the tunnels go off, and there's none of that stuff. So occasionally you'll walk past an opening that's just pitch dark for Mara, and those of you with dark vision can only see the sort of 60 feet down the tunnel before it
Kind of milky black.
Yeah, it's quite kind of eerie.
Yeah.
So how far? Obviously, you said Quill to go to the top. How far is he going to go, depending on what he sees up there? Or
altitude. He's not going to go to the roof, but he is going to try and at least keep his white feathers out of the peripherals of whatever might be there, essentially, and he's just going to fly to get a better look at them. So what that means is, up to you.
Right. So what I'll do is I'll describe what he sees from the top, and then you can make another decision about what he wants to do at that point. So from the top down, you or Quill sees that this cavern is a strange jagged shape. It's very, very rough, very obviously natural. If anything, it's a rough rectangle, but obviously there's juts and jobs all over the place, is going over sort of right. And the ceiling is 100 feet tall, so there's lots of space up there. And some of these outcroppings, the tallest one that he goes, I think we'll say he sort of perches upon, that he can sort of go there with quite a lot of safety, is about 80 feet tall. So there's about 40 feet above him, but he's still high above. And he does not have any direct vision of any other creatures other than yourselves in this place. But he does see further the receding torchlight going down this tunnel. Now, the tunnel that the torchlight is receding down is much smaller than the ones that you've been traveling in. It's probably only it's roughly spherical. Actually, it looks like it's been tunneled. And it is about 8 feet in circumference.
Okay. So he hasn't actually had any eyes on, nothing like that?
No. But he can see the torchlight that first came to Mara and Salir's attention.
Yeah, he can see it more clearly.
He just can't see the torch. It's just the residual glow that's sort of shining backwards.
Can he see? Would it be possible to say that he could see shadows moving beyond it? Would he be able to get any kind of scope of how many things there are there?
Not without moving much more closely.
He's moving closer then.
Okay. Do you want him to make a stealth check?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. He's a corvid, so he doesn't have silent flight or anything. So yeah.
And this isn't just about silence. This is he's using the rocky
Of course,
outcroppings
he's white,
when he
so
lands and stuff like that.
He will reflect. 17 plus, I don't know what his stealth. If I'm using my own, then it's 25.
I don't think it would be. I think
Ravens have like a +3 to Dex or something.
So we say 20 then.
Okay, that's fine. Does he go down into the tunnel itself, or
he might actually go down towards onto the a rocky outcropping and just hop his way along?
Yep, that's fine. What he does see is he sees a number of drow, probably about 3 or 4 of them, not a lot, but they have the torches out as they seem to be bringing in another set of slaves. You see a couple of dwarves, a couple of humans, and actually, I think that'll be it. They only take small portions of it, the 4 of them. All very battered and bedraggled, similar state to the people that you found in the mine. And they are walking with intent.
There's 4 of them.
4 drow and 4 slaves.
Are they male or female?
Sorry, the drow or the slaves?
Drow.
All the drow are males. And seem to be in the fairly minor regalia that you've come across before.
Are they coming towards us, or are they going down a different?
No, they're going away. They seem to be following the path that you guys have been following for a while. They've obviously come onto it in this cavern on a tangent, but they've joined this path that you've been following.
So Quill will come back. He will return. And he will report, obviously, to Alton. 60 feet out, he will report what he has seen. And Alton will say, through Quill, there are only 4 of them. And they're on the same path as us. They have more slaves.
Well, even if we save the slaves, what they're going to do, bring them with us, send them back to the camp with our walled off.
We could easily follow them.
I think that is a good plan.
And if we want to, we can kill them.
But then we are stuck with slaves with us.
Maybe.
Yeah,
but we can find a place for them to hide.
We need to move.
How long have we traveled? By the way, I don't know if I missed.
I think I said 3 or 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours, so it's sort of mid-afternoon.
Yeah, we continue to follow as we talk.
Are you
being quiet,
doing anything with Quill to try and get eyes on them, or are you just following yourselves at a pace?
I think anytime we lose sight of that orange hue, Alton will send Quill forward just to get another bead on them, just to make sure that we're following from very safe distance. So it's not like we're right behind them. It's like whenever the light stops, we'll stop. If it disappears, Quill will go and source it again, sort of thing.
Absolutely. So I think you follow it for half an hour, something like that. And it then stops. And how long would you wait, if it stops? Because, so if the light stops and it's not moving again, how long would you wait before doing something?
I think at that point, if it had been stopped for more than a half hour for a rest, I think then we'd send Quill forward just to make sure they haven't just dropped the torch.
Okay. I think it doesn't stop quite as long as half an hour. It stops for maybe 10, 15 minutes and then moves on again. And you follow again. And when you get to the point that they obviously were at, it's quite clear they've just fed and watered the slaves without really giving them a proper rest, but there's discarded
bare minimum, keep them going.
And yeah. They've left cans everywhere, crisp packets, that sort of thing.
It's like a random Sunday in a rugby club.
Yeah, exactly. They're evil drow and they're littering.
I mean, who eats prawn cocktail? Oh, they are evil. They must die.
And you follow them on for like another 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour. And after about an hour, everyone make a perception check. That's either a 1 or a 20.
That's a 1. That's a 1. Alton doesn't do perception. Christ.
3, okay.
24.
All right, okay. I'll not bother for Cyril. 24. You start to see 2 things. You start to notice that the light is changing from the bioluminescence from the mosses and the fungus and things to there's actually crystals and things starting to grow out of the surrounding. Very similar in look to the ones that you saw the drow lady with, but massive. If you ask Garvin about them, he tells you it's different. It's not the same crystal. It's just they share a look. Okay. But it's definitely not exactly the same. But the luminance seems to be coming from them. So you're suddenly cast in like a purple hue everywhere.
Oh, okay. So these things are radiating.
Yes. And all of the bioluminescent plants have stopped. Over time, it's not like a shut off, but it's just like over the passage, one starts to take over the other. And it's now at the point where, Mari, you're realizing actually that they're the dominant source of light now. And you, with a 24, you see something else is that the torchlight seems to be joined by, or not joined by, but comes along to other fixed points of light that you're seeing reflecting up into the...
We've just found mental Branson.
Oh, God.
God, that would be funny.
That would be suicide.
Yeah.
That's what that would be.
What rider? The welcoming crew.
We assaulted the castle.
Have fun storming the castle.
You've pissed off and burnt our temple. You are dying now, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Good day. Enjoy your death. Oh, cool. Squid, you do really good images. You do.
Oh, shit.
You do. Real cool. That looks like a set from Star Trek The Next Generation. Like, I could see them entering that cave when the... Wait, what are you thumbs upping for? Is that a thing?
No, it's not. It's just I just like the reference. I'm just about to see which one of you's got a different coloured away team shirt on. Who's in red rather than blue?
I'm in green. I don't know what that means.
Anyway, and on that slightly tempting note, before going too far without our good friend Cyric,
Snake Man.
Probably a good point just to stop at the moment with a bit of a teaser.
Ooh.
Sounds good.
What is in here we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we do with Drow.
It's yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's mainly Drow. Sure. Okay. So
yes.
We'll put it over to the Jabber to read out the follows and whatnot.
Yeah, we've got any new followers?
Not too many this week. I don't know if did I get Slimpsy last
I
don't recall.
If not, I'll do Slimpsy this week. Thank you. I did it proper last week. maybe. And then Ridiculous Ninja subscribed once again. Thank you. We
Ninja, you the best, Ninja. Oh, Dan's in the chat. I won't say that openly. You're both the best. You're both the best.
Oh no.
Let's not turn. We've got like 3 people who always are here, so let's not turn them against each other.
Yeah.
But that's all we have this week.
We are prone to infighting.
Stop what you're doing.
It's begun.
To us if you want to get in touch with us on Twitter. Feel free to do that. And we're doing a giveaway for some dice. That's find all that information on Twitter. Just follow us here. Retweet our tweet on Twitter.
If you know anyone who's interested in RPGs, D&D, please share the stream. Share the we have the giveaway going, so there's those Sang Royale dice are available.
Yep.
I don't know how far we are from that. I think we're like 48 Twitch followers away.
Yeah, 107, and we said 150, so
43.
3.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll speak to you guys afterwards. I was thinking about maybe bringing it down to maybe 125 or something.
Yeah, because we got Christmas coming. It'd be nice to do something for Christmas for our peeps. Yeah. But if you know anyone interested, let them know. Tell them about the competition. Tell them about the show. We would love to have you. The chat as usual. Big thanks to Dan and Ninja, who are equal parts amazing.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
If anything, I think we might try a stream again this week with Squid and Terror.
I'm sorry, it's been a bit it's been a bit disjointed because my work has been
busy.
Yep. Yes, it's been very busy, and it's been affecting my ability to stream midweek. So
it's the Christmas times. It's expected.
Yes.
Also, we are considering playing a one-shot of a new RPG that we haven't quite decided on. If you have any suggestions, throw them onto the Twitter. We're very interested. I know there's a few suggestions already. We have some thoughts on it, but we'll see how that goes. It'd be good.
I think it would be good to have
some new people on.
New people on, but I also think we should all start doing the odd one shot, even if it's like we go, all right, let's have a Thursday one shot. I can't commit to doing that all the time, but for one shots, absolutely, you can do.
Dan, here's a suggestion: bring back Steve. Well, I'll tell you what: if you can write an adventure that involves Steve,
you could DM.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a wee secret as well, Dan, is I have plans.
Shut up, man. What the hell?
No.
I blew that motherfucker up. No.
Steve is Mistress of Boldra. Oh my god.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks everyone for joining us this week, and we will be back again next week, barring any crazy sicknesses that may show up. But
that would be stone crazy.
We'll thank you everyone again, and
we'll see you all on the 16th, same time. Peace.
Yeah, prawn on, everybody.
Prawn on. Is that? Hold on. That's gonna be your thing. Prawn on.
No. Have a good week is what I say.
Okay.
See, I was just going with ignoring that he talked.
Yeah.
No. I had to address prawn on.
Drawn attention to it.
Go out. Enjoy some prawn.
We'll see you next week, guys. Bye. Thanks so much for coming by. See you later. Bye.
Bye.